Welcome back to Top 10 Magazine. My name is Jack, and in this video, we're going to explore 10 common myths and facts that you may have heard before. Myth 1. Sugar causes hyperactivity in children. Fact: studies have shown that sugar does not cause hyperactivity in children. For many years, it was widely believed that consuming sugar could cause hyperactivity in children, leading to behaviors such as inattention, impulsivity, and fidgeting. However, research studies conducted over the past few decades have not been able to find a consistent link between sugar consumption and hyperactivity. One of the most well-known studies on this topic was conducted in the 1990s by the National Institutes of Health. The study involved giving children either a sugar-sweetened drink or a placebo before observing their behavior. The results showed no significant differences in the behavior of the children who consumed the sugar-sweetened drink compared to those who drank the placebo. Other studies have also found no clear evidence linking sugar to hyperactivity. It's worth noting that some children may be more sensitive to the effects of sugar or have other underlying health conditions that can cause hyperactivity, but for the vast majority of children, consuming sugar in moderation is unlikely to cause hyperactivity. Myth 2. You only use 10% of your brain. Fact: humans use all parts of their brain, just not all at once. The human brain is incredibly complex and is made up of many different regions, each responsible for various functions such as movement, language, memory, and emotions. While it's a common misconception that humans only use 10% of their brain, the truth is that we actually use all parts of our brain, just not all at once. Different regions of the brain are responsible for different functions, and they work together in complex ways to allow us to think, learn, and interact with the world around us. For example, the visual cortex at the back of the brain processes information from our eyes to allow us to see, while the prefrontal cortex at the front of the brain is involved in decision-making and problem-solving. While all parts of the brain are important, some regions may be more active than others depending on what we're doing. For example, if we're listening to music, the auditory cortex in the temporal lobe of the brain will be more active than in other regions. Similarly, if we're engaged in a complex problem-solving task, the prefrontal cortex will be more active. Myth 3. Carrots improve eyesight. Fact: while carrots do contain vitamin A, which is important for eye health, eating them in excess won't improve eyesight. Carrots are often touted as a food that's good for the eyes, and this is partly because they contain vitamin A, which is important for eye health. Specifically, vitamin A is a key component of rhodopsin, a protein in the retina that helps us see in low-light conditions. While getting enough vitamin A is important for maintaining healthy eyesight, there is a common misconception that eating large amounts of carrots will improve vision beyond what is already healthy. This is simply not true. While a diet that's deficient in vitamin A can lead to vision problems, including night blindness and dry eyes, consuming excessive amounts of vitamin A can actually be harmful to your health. Additionally, while vitamin A is important for eye health, there are many other factors that contribute to good vision, such as regular eye exams, protecting your eyes from UV radiation, and maintaining overall good health. Myth 4. Cracking your knuckles causes arthritis. Fact: there is no scientific evidence linking knuckle cracking to arthritis. Knuckle cracking is a common habit that many people have, and for years, there has been a belief that it can lead to arthritis. Arthritis is a painful condition that affects the joints, causing inflammation and stiffness. However, despite this belief, there is no scientific evidence to support the idea that knuckle cracking causes arthritis. A number of studies have been conducted on this topic, and while the results have been mixed, there is no clear evidence that cracking your knuckles leads to arthritis. One study published in the Journal of the American Board of Family Medicine found that there was no significant difference in the prevalence of arthritis between knuckle crackers and non-knuckle crackers. While it's true that cracking your knuckles can cause some temporary discomfort, such as swelling or decreased grip strength, these effects are typically short-lived and don't lead to any long-term joint damage or arthritis. However, it's worth noting that excessive knuckle cracking can sometimes lead to other issues, such as reduced hand function or chronic hand pain. Myth 5. Sharks are man-eaters. Fact: while sharks have been known to attack humans, they are not actively seeking them out as prey. Sharks have a fearsome reputation as apex predators of the ocean, and their sharp teeth and powerful jaws can be intimidating to humans. However, despite this reputation, the vast majority of shark species do not pose a threat to humans, and most shark attacks are actually the result of mistaken identity or defensive behavior. Sharks are opportunistic hunters, and they will eat a wide variety of prey, including fish, squid, crustaceans, and marine mammals. While there have been instances of sharks attacking humans, these attacks are typically the result of a shark mistaking a human for its natural prey or reacting defensively if it feels threatened. According to the International Shark Attack File, there were 57 confirmed unprovoked shark attacks on humans in 2020, resulting in 10 fatalities. While any shark attack is certainly a cause for concern, it's worth noting that the odds of being attacked by a shark are extremely low, especially when compared to other risks, such as drowning or car accidents.
Don't forget to like and share this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to our channel for more top 10 videos like this one.
Myth 6. The Great Wall of China is visible from space. Fact: the Great Wall of China is not visible from space to the naked eye. The Great Wall of China is one of the most iconic structures in the world, and it's often been said that it's visible from space with the naked eye. However, this is actually a common misconception. While the Great Wall of China is an impressive feat of engineering, it's simply not visible from space with the naked eye. In fact, no human-made structure is visible from space without the aid of binoculars or a telescope. This is because, from space, the Great Wall of China is simply too narrow to be seen with the naked eye, and it blends in with the surrounding landscape. This misconception likely arose from the fact that the Great Wall of China is a very long structure, stretching for over 13,000 miles, 21,000 Kelvin m across China. While it's true that the wall can be seen from low Earth orbit, which is roughly 160 to 2,000 kilometers above the surface of the Earth, it's not visible to the naked eye from space. Myth 7. Eating before swimming will give you cramps. Fact: there is no evidence to support this claim. In fact, it's important to eat before swimming to maintain energy levels. There is a common belief that swimming on a full stomach can cause cramping, which can be dangerous while in the water. However, there is no scientific evidence to support this claim, and in fact, it's important to eat before swimming to maintain energy levels and prevent fatigue. Swimming is a strenuous activity that burns a significant amount of calories and can quickly deplete the body's energy stores. It's important to fuel the body with a balanced meal or snack before swimming to provide the necessary energy for the muscles to work efficiently. Eating a small meal or snack that includes carbohydrates and protein can help to boost energy levels and enhance performance in the water. While it's true that swimming on a very full stomach can cause discomfort, such as bloating or indigestion, this is generally not a safety concern. In fact, swimming on an empty stomach can be more dangerous, as it can lead to fatigue and decreased endurance in the water. Myth 8. The 5-second rule applies to dropped food. Fact: bacteria can transfer to food within seconds of being dropped on the ground, so the 5-second rule is not reliable. The 5-second rule is a common belief that if you drop food on the ground, it's still safe to eat if you pick it up within 5 seconds. However, this rule is not reliable, as bacteria can transfer to food within seconds of being dropped on the ground. Bacteria are present on virtually every surface, including floors, and they can transfer to food very quickly. In fact, studies have shown that bacteria can transfer to food within a matter of seconds, regardless of the type of surface the food is dropped on. The amount of bacteria that transfer to food also depends on several factors, including the type of food, the type of surface, and the amount of moisture present. For example, moist foods like cheese and fruit can pick up more bacteria than dry foods like crackers or chips. It's also important to note that some bacteria can cause serious foodborne illness, such as Salmonella and E. coli. Even small amounts of these bacteria can cause illness, especially in children, older adults, and people with weakened immune systems. Myth 9. The tongue has specific regions for different tastes. Fact: while there are different types of taste receptors on the tongue, they are not localized to specific regions. It is a common misconception that different regions of the tongue are responsible for detecting different tastes, such as sweet, sour, salty, and bitter. However, this is not entirely accurate. While there are different types of taste receptors on the tongue, they are not localized to specific regions. Taste buds, which are responsible for detecting taste, are located on the papillae of the tongue, which are small bumps on the tongue's surface. Each taste bud contains multiple types of taste receptors, which can detect a combination of tastes. In fact, there are 5 primary taste sensations: sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami savory, and they can be detected by taste buds located throughout the tongue. While certain areas of the tongue may be more sensitive to certain tastes than others, there is no clear-cut pattern of taste localization on the tongue. Instead, taste perception is influenced by several factors, including the concentration of the taste compounds, the temperature of the food, and the texture of the food. Myth 10. Goldfish have a 3-second memory. Fact: goldfish have been shown to have a memory span of several months and are capable of learning and retaining information. Goldfish are often associated with the idea of having a very short memory span, but in reality, they are capable of learning and retaining information over extended periods of time. Studies have shown that goldfish have a memory span of several months and can recognize and remember certain things, such as the shape and color of their tank and the time of day when they are fed. In one study, goldfish were trained to swim through a maze to reach their food. After a few trials, the goldfish learned the most efficient path through the maze and were able to navigate it quickly and accurately, even after several months had passed. Another study showed that goldfish can also recognize different people and their voices. In the study, researchers had 3 people stand in front of a tank of goldfish and feed them at different times. After several days, the goldfish were able to recognize each person's face and voice and would swim to the top of the tank when the person they associated with feeding was nearby. Want to see more top 10 videos like this one? Subscribe now and join our community.